Why does it always pour with rain with me? So I've had an absolute nightmare. I just can't believe I did it. So you saw me effectively forcing the hubs onto the drive shafts on this side, and it didn't seem right. I knew that in my head. I knew it didn't seem right. I know you have to give them a bit of a tap, but yeah, I went. So it just went downhill rapidly from there. So what has happened is, I don't know whether this was, I don't recall doing this, but when the drive shaft, the CV joints were a pain in the backside to get off the drive shafts when I tried to take them all apart, like really badly. And so what I found was, I tried the other side and I had effectively the same effect. So what I did, I took the circlip off the drive shaft, the smaller one, and just tried putting the CV joint onto the drive shaft. It should just slip right on. It wasn't going on at all. So what alerted me to that was, when I put all that on, I noticed some blobs of grease on the floor, and I thought, well, where's that come from? So as I've looked up there, I've got Hardy Spicer joints on mine, and so what has happened is, where I've forced the drive shaft in, behind there is a little metal cap, which obviously when you grease these, or when you put grease in them, it just puts a bit of grease in there and it can't spill out. Well, that's obviously popped off. I've tried putting it back on, and it ain't worked. So that is basically a new Hardy Spicer. So looking more and more into it, I've also damaged the CV joint, haven't I? Stupidly, I don't know it's stupid. You always put the nut on if you're going to whack it. I didn't do that, did I? No. So I've basically crushed the end of it, and so the thread, I've tried getting a nut on there, it ain't going on. So that's £30 CV joint going in the bin. I have ordered a new one, which is in this box. So yeah, so what happened? So on the shaft here, I don't know if you can see that or not. On the shaft here, there was like little burrs of metal in each of the grooves, if you like. So I've had to, and I tried the old CV joint and it weren't going on either. So I've had to basically run a file through every groove or every spline on both of them, and to enable the CV joint to go on, which it now does. Look at that, lovely jubbly. Should have checked that when I first started, but I didn't. So the big disaster is I've had to take everything apart, and I've had to order, so when I was looking, so this is the old, so at some point it's had a new Hardy Spicer, which is the side I've damaged, and this is an old one, so they're £165 each, yes. But I'm already £165 in, and so I've ordered two, one for each side, because if I put it all together, get the car running, and then there's something wrong with this one, then I've just wasted a load of my time. So yeah, £310 down, plus a CV joint, just because I didn't check whether the CV joint went on the spline. Okay, so big mistake, which has cost me. So in this video I'll be putting the new CV joint, which I've got in that box. I'm gonna basically build them up like this, pop them on, and then put all the hubs and that back on. So I think what I'll do, I'll actually do this on time lapse, and then I'll come back in once it's all in and show you it finished. Hopefully no problems, fingers crossed, eh? And two new MED Hardy Spicers. Now why did I go MED? Because they're the only company that had them in stock. Mini Spares do sell them, and they're about £30 each cheaper, but I don't need them in a few months, I need them now. So yeah, £165 each, MED. Right, hello again. So we are still on the Hardy Spicer saga. So I got the MED ones, £165 each, lovely jubbly. Tried fitting them, they don't fit. Oh, damn it. I'll show you why. So MED Hardy Spicer looks lovely, absolutely lovely. Everything looks fine on them until you turn it over. So that's the MED one. This is this one isn't actually an original Hardy Spicer. It's an outmake. So you can see here this massive recess, and you can see on this one not so massive recess. That recess is there for a purpose. There's a nut on the original output shaft on the Cooper S's. There's a nut that holds the output shaft on, and that needs to go inside there. You're talking 4 or 5 mil it sticks out, and that is not fitting. I've tried everything. I spoke to MED. They now know there's a problem and they're working on what they might be able to do about it, but they've never come across the problem before. So in my mind, this needs milling, if you like, or machining by about 5 mil to allow it to sit in the on the output shaft properly. When I make that with the output shaft, there's about a 4 mil gap between them. So yeah, so very, very, very disappointing. So what I then did, I needed a quicker fix. So I went on Facebook, one of the mini groups, and sought to find, because people were suggesting just get some original Hardy Spicers and refurb them. So I found someone that had a couple. Funnily enough, one of mine was an original Hardy Spicer. This one, which was replaced, I think when the Cooper S engine was done by Swiftune. This one isn't. It's a GKN or something like that, but they're not available. So the guy that sent me the pair of Hardy Spicers, they weren't a matched pair. He said they were in good working order, hardly used. Well, I'd say that was not hardly used, because that's the condition they came. So so one of them was a Hardy Spicer, an original Hardy, and I've got an original, which are these two. So what I did, I thought, right, okay, I'll get some new, we'll call them couplings. I can't remember what they're called. Yeah. So these are the ones I took out. I've obviously taken the needle roller things off of them, and so I've bought some of these. So I actually bought these for £130. Ding 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 ding. And then these were £8.50 per one. I did buy 3, just so I've got a spare. You never know. And if I don't need the spare, then I can sort this one out. So basically I stripped it apart, and I've blasted them, and I've given them a coat of paint, and now I'm going to put that to that. Now I'm not going to film that because I know how this is going to go, so I don't want to feel under pressure, if you like. So I'm just going to get on and do it, and then just show you it done. But basically, if you don't know much about them, these, that obviously goes on there, they've got little needle rollers in them, so I need to be very careful that they don't drop out as I'm doing it. So I'm gonna get on with that, and then I'll come back to you later. Right, that is 2 refurbished Hardy Spicers. Some tips maybe. it's a difficult one. I mean, I watched a video which MED showed putting in new ones, so I kind of understood how they came out. They were a nightmare to get out, if I'm honest. Probably over an hour to get one apart, just because they were so old. So when I put these together, I did just run the little file around the inside slightly, just to take off any burring, and then I just use a little bit of high performance grease, bearing grease, just a little smear on each side, and then I use the vise just to sort of slowly push them in, and then once I get in so far, they're actually you can actually put them in that position and just use a socket just to tap it in. Obviously you don't want to go too far, because you need to make sure the circlips go in and are pinching okay. So yeah, so that is I mean, compared to this one, which is obviously very old, there's a lot of movement in that. These are a little bit stiffer. Don't know if that's correct or not, but it's kind of in line with the MED ones. They're a little bit stiff compared to the old one, which is all over the place. So yeah, so now they're done, it's a big massive relief, and I can get them on the car, and then I can get all the running gear back on. Hardy spicers are back on. Drive shafts in, so I'm just gonna put it on time lapse, get the hubs back on, get everything tightened up, and then we're good to go.